Pause. All right.
Hi, good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Okay, this is, I'm going to do the announcement. This is the Aftershow hangout for Rantzerker. What the fuck one was this? Rantzerker 73, Lacey's Problematic Trump-o-matic. So, here we go. Let's do the things. So, yeah, well, no, we're not quite on the air. This is sort of semi-private because the patrons will be able to see it as long as nobody uploads it public.
Yeah, don't make it public.
No, I'm not going to make it public.
Unbelievable gaffe last week. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
That was Brian, wasn't it?
I'm not going to say. It essentially, it's ultimately my responsibility, right? Because I'm the leader as such.
Oh, so
but
taking the fall for Benghazi.
Yeah, well, I sort of have to because, oh shit, this is going to be semi-public, so other people will know. But no, it's you know, he was busy, he was overworked. It was an oversight. He was multitasking. I went through it. I chewed him out. You know, I don't think it's going to happen again. And if it does, it will be genuinely my fault.
That's all right.
Yeah, well,
I just recall, like, essentially ripping a strip out of someone in particular on that.
Really?
Yeah, and they weren't there. But
I don't think much fell out of it, though.
Yeah, no, but I essentially shared the little conversation that I had with Spinosaurus Ken.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I don't even think that group ended up finding out about it.
Oh, good.
So it's like just a bunch of people got a little bit of a preview. Nobody else found out about it.
No, I just, you know, like, honestly, that can of worms, I don't necessarily want to keep open.
No, I had that conversation with Brian, and I think he understood that he has to be very, very careful when we say that something's going to be private, that it does indeed remain private.
Yeah.
Everybody else who was involved, aside from yourself, was just like, yeah, you know what, we're tired of not having this conversation, so it's okay. But I'm very aware that it's not good that we said that this would be private and then suddenly it's public. So sorry, Karen.
No, it's all right.
Think
you just walk.
Well,
okay, all right. You don't need.
Okay, but I have it up here and I'm sharing it with everyone. We can look at the comments because they're pretty funny.
Yeah, well.
Bane of gods.
Are there going to be it now?
Yeah, I know. Are there going to be future after streams put up on YouTube after the stream is over so non-patrons can view them at a later date? Or they will remain unlisted and or private? They will remain unlisted and or private, so you'll never even hear the answer to that. Sean Fletcher, we can't watch this, guys. It's taboo and forbidden. Oh, you guys made boo-boo. As a member of the lower classes, I'm not privileged to see this, and I'm going to watch it anyway. I feel so naughty and dirty. I'm just going to dish out my unsolicited opinion now like a patriarch because I love it when people listen to me. The triangle should have been, in my opinion, rad femmes on top, feminist professions just under, with the zealots and high priests just under them, the media, then hardcore Democrats, then liberals, then cunty fence sitters, then normies. Blue starts turning red, now gradually, Sargon Gaikod, liberals pull MRAs. Now we leave the triangle, MGTOWs, utilitarian scum like me. I think the leaving the triangle is probably before MRAs. But then he says, just Trump would say wrong. I'm just kidding. And Allison. Sly9 says, mwahaha, I watched it. You can't make me unwatch it. Conspiracy, you done messed up, Aaron. Conspiracy, free shit. Nice, says Jinterbell. Rantzerker. Well, they're so full of shit that there was extra, we got some. Actually, I think it's a good idea to put these up, maybe with a delay, not live, which keeps the ability to interact exclusive to the rich filth, I mean patrons. Oh, hi, Ken. What the hell? I'm bored, says, I see your shit. Shit. I don't know how to do that accent. PJ Heppenstall says, a forbidden fruit video. Gonna love every minute of watching this. And then replies, starts to feel guilty. Damn it.
Yeah, well.
Nigel Rhodes says,
back up now in case this is removed.
yeah, I guess they've done fucked this one up. I bet it's going to be taken down soon. Okay, so why is a jobless loser who can't be a patron able to see this? And Max Erzin says, someone done goofed. Revenant says, are we supposed to be seeing this? And Max says, I don't think so, but I'm glad to see what I'm usually missing. Revenant said, the patron after show seems a lot more charged in terms of the discussion, though that may be down to Karen. I
was yelling about that conversation I had with what's his name.
Honestly, I've been thinking about becoming a patron, and now that I know what I'm missing, I might take the plunge. Oh, okay, so that's the comments. It wasn't really that bad. And I don't think it really got spread very far.
Yeah.
Well, there's about 300 views on that.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Yeah.
Well, that includes me, and I never watch it, and it probably includes other, people in the main sort of boardroom on Skype.
Mm-hmm.
Went and looked to make sure it was like unlisted again because it was brought to my attention nobody else was available, so I went in and freaking unlisted it.
I'm actually pretty amazed that you did that.
Well, I was like, well, fuck, that's not supposed to be up, and shit, I was like saying some shit. Holy shit.
Well, like I said, I'm really sorry that happened.
That's all right. Honestly, I would say it in a Rantzerker. I would say it in public. Everything I said there, I might.
Okay, I have to go for a sec. I just heard a knock at the doors. Just continue, Karen.
I would have probably worded it a little more nicely and not gotten quite as hot under the collar. In terms of, I'm sorry that, your friend had a really shitty lawyer when she converted to Islam and married a Muslim man from Pakistan. A lawyer who didn't realize that, Mar or Maria isn't usually just a bouquet of flowers, but is like a big pile of cash. And I'm sorry she didn't educate herself as to what her rights were under the law of Islamic countries. And her right to divorce. Like I'm sorry she converted to a religion and educate herself about it, and then she got fucked over. Right?
Oh, holy shit! We just got a package.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't even know what's in it. It's like actually quite big. I wonder
my
if it's
YouTube
sticking.
silver play button's on its way.
Sorry?
My YouTube silver play button's on its way.
Yeah, you've been past 100,000 for a while now. What the fuck happened with that?
Oh, I just never got around to applying for it. You gotta click into some fucking weird thing and ask for it, and then, hey Sam, can you bring up dishes with me in a moment? And then you have to give them your name and address and shit, and then they send it to you. So it was just I just couldn't be bothered for quite a while, and then Sargon got his, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to get that thing.
Yeah, that's something that we're probably never going to see, but that's cool that you got up there.
Well, it's not really anything that I ever really considered too important, but it'll be kind of cool to have it there on my little sewing table. It's an old Singer sewing machine, one of those ones that goes into the table, and so it's like this nice, beautiful piece of wood furniture, right? So it's acting as sort of an end table at the end of the couch, the love seat. And I got my NCFM award there, and my Liberty Conference, Liberty Forum souvenir glass, and other things. Just
cool
around there.
Sounds like an excellent place to put them. I haven't opened that up yet. I will do it probably later. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Bering says that he's getting like almost 500,000 impressions a day on his YouTube channel now.
There you go.
That's pretty fucking incredible. Okay, so I have something. I have this new idea of how to approach what I was trying to say in these various videos that nobody seems to understand, or not nobody. Mike would get me on that, like that there's a population of people who don't understand what I'm saying. When I say that the left has won. So I thought of a new metaphor, and I wanted to put it out tonight on the show, that might work. And it's sort of like it's a bit inspired, I guess, by Game of Thrones, although I guess it would be just courtly politics in general. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So let's imagine we have, in the Middle Ages, we have a country. And that country has two families, two very powerful families. The family of the Red Crest and the family of the Blue Crest.
Okay.
And that country has two thrones. And the family of the Red Crest and the family of the Blue Crest have been fighting over the two thrones for centuries. And finally, there's been a decisive victory. And what the family of the Red Crest has done is they have sacrificed what is called the throne of man in order to get unrivaled access to occupying the throne of God. And the Blue family has sacrificed any possibility of ever occupying the throne of God ever again in order to gain the throne of man for the next 4 years. So the contest over the throne of man will be up for grabs in 4 years. But the Blue family has made its decision to sacrifice any legitimacy to the throne of God for the rest of eternity to the Red family. So the Red family has secured the throne of God, uncontested. There's no possible contest. And all they had to do was sacrifice the throne of man for 4 years. And this is the metaphor that I'm thinking maybe we'll get people to cue in why the left won.
Well, because now we're fighting over the throne of man only, right?
Yes. We're now fighting in securing the throne of man. The family of the Blue Crest has permanently lost any legitimate claim on the throne of God. In other words, in securing.
Allison.
What?
Oh my God! I'm in the kitchen, and every single person in the house has decided they have to be in here making noise.
Yeah, but you said Allison, so.
I said.
You're listening.
I wanted you to pause.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can hear you now. Now, okay, go and get your milk.
I'm hoping that this analogy will actually help people understand what I'm saying. And I know people who've understood, they're saying, well, no, the family of the Blue Crest hasn't lost its claim on the throne of God. But the thing is that it's going to be really freaking hard for Republicans after the Trump presidency to go back to a family values standard. And the other thing is that the family values moral standard, the one point of legitimacy that the family of the Blue Crest had for the throne of God has been under attack for generations now. Trump isn't, it's the final nail in the coffin, but it wasn't what killed it. But the final thing is that why I say this, the left won, is who bows, like the person who occupies the throne of man and the person who occupies the throne of God, which bows to which? The throne of man bows to the throne of God. it's inevitable because the throne of God has moral authority, and we bow to moral authority. Everyone does. Everyone goes to bend a knee, even kings, in the presence of popes. So it's in losing and this is why it just seems, this rings so hollow when I see all of these liberal rabble rousers, these brown shirt siren, like brown shirt whistleblowers, saying, oh, this is such a huge loss. This is a huge loss. When you look at it in practical terms, it's not. Like, they literally could not have lost better. And yet all of the brown shirt whistle blowers, or like the dog whistle blowers, are all saying, oh yeah, this is a loss. It's almost like it's fucking setting something up. I don't know. And it's, so that's the analogy I would use. Do you think it will work? Do you think that this will finally be sort of the crack? People will understand what the fuck I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Can I ask a question there?
Yeah, sure.
Because from what I see there, for the throne of God, that's kind of the moral high ground, right?
Yeah.
And if they're bringing different guns to it, basically I would say the right has the family values thing and traditionalism, while the left has the equality,
personal
angle.
freedom.
Personal freedom?
For certain groups of people. Essentially personal freedom for women and minorities.
Okay, so basically in order to get the throne of man, the blue crests had to break their sword. To say it like that. Yeah, I think that analogy could work, because I haven't really been on board with the left one angle. Though now, as I see it, because Trump was kind of the whole, he was a dick, to say it like that, and that kind of made them lose authority. The whole feeling, what's the word? Can only think of the Norwegian phrase right now. Feeling offended, because the right has been feeling offended by people a lot, but now they lost it because they're going around with a president that grabs people by the pussy.
Yeah, well, essentially what Trump, we went over it a bit in the stream here, is Trump is not a family values president. He ran on a position of fiscal conservatives, and I would argue that this particular Republican campaign got people to the polls who would not have voted for a family values conservative type Christian, but they would vote for someone who they believe isn't supported by the media, isn't supported by the establishment, and is generally socially liberal, or more socially liberal than the average Republican, but also is fiscally conservative. That's what they've wanted to vote for. And this is a new contingent that may be critical for the Republicans to appeal to, for them to ever win another presidency again. And they just squeaked by with this one. So I think that this is sort of the death knell. Like the first president who didn't run, or didn't even have a passing, like I don't think anything that Trump said had anything to do with family values in any conceivable way. Because one of the biggest family values I think Republicans represent is this respect for women, and not doing this kind of frat boy shit. Like they would also dislike this very greatly as well, because of their Christian family values. So it's like this point onwards, I don't think the Republicans are ever going to be able to run a family values platform. But it's even more than that. It's not just that Trump has essentially pulled the right, as Karen put it, pulled the right into the left in terms of the morals. It's also that there's been an attack on family values. And I'm drawing a distinction between family values as someone would have on a personal level or on the level of their family, on the level of their community, and family values as a moral rallying cry for an entire society. In order for family values to be a moral rallying cry for entire society, it would have to be authoritarian family values. So the family values contingent would have to have the moral legitimacy. Look at what the left is doing. They're creating laws, they're getting people jailed, they are ostracizing people, socially ostracizing people, getting them fired, getting them like thrown out of teaching positions. I mean, this is a lot of social pressure that the left's moral caucus, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is putting on people in society. And we would have to have a family values platform, an authoritarian family values platform with the same kind of powers. And so we would have to go back to an authoritarian family values platform that was able to create laws to enforce what it believed to be the moral high ground and the moral progress of society. They'd have to be able to enforce those laws, and they would also have to be able to socially stigmatize people. They would have to be able to get them fired, and they would have no recourse. And what we would be looking at would be an authoritarian family values platform in which, for example, being gay was illegal again. Fuck like getting married or being able to adopt. Being gay, putting your penis in another man's ass would be illegal. And they would be able to enforce that legally and socially ostracize men who do that and get them jailed legally and fired. So it would be an authoritarian, that would be what would be required to keep the authoritarian left in check. But the problem is that nobody fucking wants that. Or very few people. I don't even think there's many Christians, conservative Christians, who really want that at this point in time either. So nobody has the guts or nobody has the gumption. I don't want to see this in a positive way, but nobody has the will to really enforce that kind of authoritarian family values. But as long as there isn't anything that contests into the same level as the liberal moral agenda, then they will control the steering wheel of society. Because there's nobody to take, they have no contest for the throne of God or the steering wheel of society, whatever you want to call it. And if you can't throw a guy who's like a peasant up against a knight, which is sort of the equivalent here. The people who hold on to family values now don't have the same kind of power that the people who hold on to the liberal values have. To ostracize, to fire, to get jail, and to change laws. Their power is waning more and more and more. And the reasons why that happened. But the other thing is that, if you look at the power base of the regressive left and where it comes from versus the power base of family values and where they come from, there is a big schism between the government and the preachers and the pulpit when it comes to family values on the right. You can't have, we have this separation of church and state, right? Everybody understands that. So we can't have a direct line, or as direct a line, between the preachers and the priests who promote family values and the preachers and the priests who promote these sort of regressive liberal values. So there's a direct line to the political landscape between liberal priests and liberal preachers and politics that doesn't exist for the family values contingent. So that's one thing. Like, it's a huge hamper for them having something equally, a moral landscape equally powerful to that of the liberal moral landscape. And then there's the other thing, is that the one thing that really broke family values as a moral rallying cry, actually I think there were a few things. I think modern media did it. And by modern media, I mean music, radio, TV, up to the internet. But also, the other thing that broke them was the rise of the gay identity. And this is stuff that I wanted to cover with discussing it with Karen tonight. But yeah, it's sort of like a preview. Gay men and the rise of the gay identity really, I think, was the wedge that broke family values as a rallying cry. And I don't mean family values as a personal principle or something that you uphold, but this kind of unquestionable assumption that family values are such a good, such a positive thing in society. One man, one woman, every man, every woman, one man, one woman. Such a positive thing to push
Penis plus
legally
vagina
and morally.
equals baby. That's the only equation.
It's such an important thing to push that you can jail people, jail men who don't abide by it.
Oh, you could jail people for engaging in oral sex.
Yeah. That we would have to get to a point where people would be okay with the idea of the state going into their bedroom and jailing them for sex that isn't family values sex, or jailing them for having sex with a partner that isn't a family values partner. We would have to be okay with that. That kind of a level of authoritarian control. And I don't think we are. And I don't think we ever will be.
I was reading something today about the UK is gonna enforce a law that is gonna check on internet on what type they're gonna enforce law to restrict porn on the internet. They're gonna monitor in the UK. They're gonna view again. They're gonna restrict porn that can be viewed on the internet in the UK, and certain porn is gonna be restricted on the internet, especially for UK. It's because certain pornographic activities are forbidden in the UK. And that's really scary. Because the UK. Yes,
I think the law the law itself that they passed could only dictate what acts are acceptable in porn that's produced in the UK. They can't really prevent, that really, really skanky Eastern European porn, where like the guy's dick is twice as wide as her butt cheek, and he's just like freaking just,
yeah.
And there's two of them in her anus, right? I don't think you're ever gonna be able to keep that from getting in. They have service providers have essentially made you opt in to being able to access porn, but they've restricted the types of porn that you can produce in the UK as a production company.
Also known as the good porn.
No,
Sorry?
Also known as the good porn.
Of course.
So what do you guys think of my
smiling, because this is what he describes. This is how he's described it. The stuff he really likes is when her ass cheek is like only a little wider than the guy's dick, and he's like just railing her in the ass. Like that's he's like, oh, I like that. And
Well, what did you guys think of?
And then he's like, hey Karen, do you think I'm perverted? I'm like, fuck. No.
Okay.
No.
So what did you think of my
problem.
suggestion of Trudeau gonzo porn with all of these prominent feminists?
We're not discussing that on my channel tonight. We're not doing it.
I know.
I'm not going to scare away all of my new subscribers with a discussion of Lacey Green, Justin Trudeau, freaking gonzo porn. Okay.
Emma Watson, like flying elbows as like one of those WW3 elbow takedown things.
Okay,
just right in the tit.
Gavin McGinnis would probably have a hard time maintaining a conversation about this, and he exists on the very, very, very cusp of like almost not respectability among conservatives. So Just saying.
Okay, I won't talk about it.
People have come to my channel. A lot of the 14,000 that I got since I started uploading videos about Trump, right, are conservatives. Many of them are religious. I would really love them to stick around and look at my other videos. One of them is very, very, very. He's an evangelical, born again, blah blah blah. He wrote me in. He was quite. We had quite a nice conversation, and he did say, you know, I wish you wouldn't. You know, you do have a bit of a potty mouth, and I wish you wouldn't do that because. And I was just like, I'm just trying to make my message accessible to the broad. I have to realize that, in terms of the audience that I'm trying to reach, which is just the entire mainstream, most people aren't going to be offended enough by me dropping enough bomb to click away if they're interested in the topic, but it actually makes the content relatable to younger people and blah blah blah, right? And he was like, okay, well, you got a bit of a point there, right? So and working
Don't
class.
worry, I won't bring up. I'm really surprised though. That
Surprised at
yeah,
that
just
I-
that
that I
the yeah, that you're that
no. It's like my mom. My mom watches my videos, and I know she cringes every time I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I know she does.
Well,
right?
I'm just wondering if I mean, do you think they'll be able to handle the topic that we're thinking of discussing?
Oh, I'm sure that they would like think about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You know, they might not necessarily find it really interesting, but you know, it's not necessarily that they're gonna like freaking watch the whole thing anyway. A lot of these things, people don't watch them all the way through. So
Yeah, that's very true.
I did double my money on YouTube when I put up those 3 videos, though.
Which cool.
Yeah, I doubled my ad revenue.
That's cool. And you probably got a lot more attention, eh?
Oh, there were just lots of new people who were like, I really like the way you think, and blah, blah, blah. But it got shared, you know, in a lot of places, right? And it got shared in R the Donald, and, you know, didn't get a whole lot of attention there, but the comments that it got were like, why isn't this on the front page of Reddit? The how could this have happened video? So, yeah, it's essentially just, you know. And then I got the odd one. Oh, of course, a Butch Dyke would just be freaking out over Trump getting elected, you know. And then I was like, did you watch the video? Because he just saw the thumbnail and the title, and you know, and the little thing in the low bar where it said "Good morning, President Trump," and he just assumed, I guess. So.
Okay, don't worry.
I get a lot of those comments on feminism and the disposable male too, right? You know, oh, fucking man-hating Butch Dyke, go fuck yourself, right? You ugly cunt. And
I'm in control of.
Almost invariably, one of my other commenters will go in and say, dude, commenting before watching the video just makes you look like a dumbass. So...
Okay, well, hopefully they'll handle the subject matter if they're that sensitive to.
Oh, it's just the swearing, right? Like,
oh, okay.
It just like the one guy had an issue with the swearing. He was just, and I get the feel like he's an academic, right? He's very, very religious, and has multiple PhDs, right? Said, you know, he said to me, like, my PhDs don't make me brilliant. And your lack of college education certainly doesn't make you not brilliant, right? I just wish you wouldn't cuss so darn much, essentially. And because he thought he essentially said, because I think that you would, come across, you would reach more people if you didn't. And I'm like, no, actually, because here's the thing, right? Like, I'm living in the world of ordinary working class people, and you have multiple PhDs, and so, there's a whole bunch of other people out there, a whole ton of them, who voted for Trump, who really don't mind swearing, and who actually like people to talk to them on their level a little bit, which sometimes includes swearing. And I don't have to like purposely swear just to make myself relatable to these people. I just have to not concentrate on like, whatever you do, don't swear. Right? Which I mean, even in Ottawa, when I gave the keynote, I swore a few times, and nobody seemed to mind. We can go in about 3 minutes. I'm just going to finish up here, and then I have to put on some pants.
Okay.
I'm not wearing pants, guys. Just so you know. Oh, wait.
The only way to do videos.
So you think that they would be offended by me saying that I think Trudeau should face fuck all of the prominent feminists?
I think
into a state of compliance.
I think they would. Some of them would probably be shocked by that.
Shocked.
Yes, shocked and appalled.
How would he do that
Shocked
without a
and
dick?
appalled.
They might fap to it later, but
oh, so they would pretend to be shocked
they would
and
be
appalled.
morally indignant, I'm sure. Anyhow, we'll have a talk about this new kind of analogy that you've got, and we'll see how it goes. Just don't bring up Trudeau and Lacey Green and Gonzo porn. Okay? Titty elbowing Gonzo porn.
You should tell Mike that you're censoring me. I think it should be a new category of gonzo porn. You can call it the elbow slam or something.
The elbow
takedown. Elbows akimbo. There you go. Elbow kaku. Elbow kaku.
Elbow cocky.
There. Elbow cocky.
I gotta go, you guys. I got a man pacing back and forth here.
Sorry, Remy, you hopped on just as we were about to close off. And this is the one that we're going to have to do today.
Fuck, I'm out of here. Fuck.
Yeah. Better leave before he gets his weaponized viruses after you.
Yeah. 49 Trojan horses, Remy. Don't think I'll ever forget that. I love you, Remy. You're a sweetheart.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go now, and I will talk to you guys. Well, I guess I'll see you, Allison, later tonight, and I'll talk to some of you too. All right.
Yep. Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye. Okay. Bye. Sorry, guys. I'm probably gonna close up shop now. This is a short one just because we're doing a show later today, and I need to get prepared for that and hopefully get something to eat.
Another podcast or?
Oh no, it's gonna be the radio show, but we're gonna do it on Karen's channel. And we're going to probably not have an after show after that one because it'll be quite late for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so this will be your after show for today, for this week, for this particular version. And we didn't get many people out. We just got 4 of you. So
I guess it's the different time zones and everything, so...
Yeah, probably. But I'll put it up afterwards so you guys can... I'll give a link when I get it all sorted out, and don't put it up public. It'll be unlisted.
Oh,
and so you guys can all listen to it.
So are you recording this? Or?
Yep, we're recording it. Okay? So hopefully it works, because I'm using a completely new system. But I'll see you in like Tuesday? Or I don't know. If I could convince, if I feel like if we get the show done early, we might do an after show, depending on how it goes. But it's not looking like we will. So, thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this very not cohesive conversation. And see you later. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.